What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, what's going on in the United States, what's going on in Washington, D.C., money, investing, what's going on with the Afghanistan situation, and pretty much everything you need to know about. Remember, new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There is a lot going on here in the United States as well as in the Afghanistan situation and the new Supreme Court justice ruling, which will affect up to 15 million Americans or even more. We got a lot to cover, so let's just jump right in. Thank you so much for giving these videos a like. Really helps out our channel, and let's just jump right in. President Biden vows retribution after now at least 13 U.S. service members were confirmed to be killed in the Afghanistan bombings yesterday, and potentially over 100 people involved were potentially killed in total. And President Biden said that there may be more of these coming in the next coming days as they try to get out of there by August 31st. Yeah, so there's a total of 18 more U.S. members wounded. There's many more non-U.S. people that are wounded or that have died. President Biden says, quote, "We will hunt you down and make you pay," in a White House speech, calling those military members who died heroes who have been engaged in a dangerous, selfless mission to save the lives of others. Biden said military leaders were standing by their August 31st deadline to exit Afghanistan, though he left open the possibility that more troops may be sent there. Approximately 12,500 people, both U.S. and Afghans, have been evacuated just on the day of the attack yesterday. And apparently there's less than 1,000 Americans left in Afghanistan that want to be evacuated, or in total. So I'm not sure if they would even need to stay past the August 31st deadline, as they have literally been evacuating hundreds or thousands per day. Although Kevin McCarthy, the leader of the Republicans in the House of Representatives, is calling for them to potentially vote on staying past the August 31st deadline. I don't know if this is going to happen. I don't know if this necessarily needs to happen because, well, there's potentially less than 1,000 Americans left in Afghanistan. They can really probably do that, remove all of them in a day or less. Surely they can do this in 4 days or less. Remember, not all of them want to be removed for whatever reasons. Maybe their home is there and they want to stay. They have family there for whatever reasons. Remember, not every single person necessarily wants to leave. Remember, some people have homes there and want to stay. They have family there for whatever reasons. Just remember, everybody has their own personal choices. Also, remember that Kevin McCarthy, the leader of the Republicans, is both against the physical infrastructure package that actually passed the Senate with bipartisan support. Remember, Republican leader Mitch McConnell actually voted yes on the physical infrastructure package. 19 out of the 50 Republicans voted yes on that. And it's now going to the House, but the House is actually going to vote on the $3.5 trillion stimulus package first. They're putting the bill together now. But Kevin McCarthy himself, remember that a little bit less than half of the Republicans are in favor of the physical infrastructure package, but the House can actually pass the physical infrastructure package without a single Republican vote, even though they're going to get some Republican votes on the physical infrastructure package. Kevin McCarthy, the leader of the Republicans, is against the physical infrastructure package, and he's against the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. So he personally wants to delay both of those votes as long as he can because he's just personally against both of them. So he wants to deal with the whole Afghanistan situation as long as he can. And honestly, a lot of the Republicans are very, very critical. it's kind of a weird thing because, in fact, a lot of Republicans are actually calling on Biden to resign. Republican Representative Zeldin is calling on Biden to resign in wake of the Afghanistan attack. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says Biden should be impeached over the Afghanistan withdrawal. And U.S. Republican Representative Cawthorn says that Vice President Harris should invoke the 25th Amendment to remove President Biden over the Afghanistan crisis, saying President Biden's inability to lead is not a political talking point, it's a demonstrable fact, he says. Yeah. So a lot of the Republicans think that President Biden should be removed or impeached, or that he should resign. Now, I don't know if any of these particular things are going to happen, but these are what the Republicans are saying. Of course, this is the kind of the age-old drama that whenever there's a bad light on a Democratic president, the Republicans pounce. We've seen the same kind of stuff happen when we had, bad light on a Republican president. Same thing that on the January 6th insurrection, the Democrats pounced on the former president, Donald Trump, a Republican president. You can see here from this article back in January that the House of Representatives, which was controlled by the Democrats, approved a 25th Amendment resolution against Trump, telling the vice president at the time, Mike Pence, to invoke the 25th Amendment, to tell him to go ahead and invoke the 25th Amendment to remove who was at the time President Donald Trump. Of course, the vice president at the time, Mike Pence, said he would not invoke that. That is what the Republicans are now saying to do to President Biden. You can see here that Republicans are saying they're calling on Vice President Kamala Harris to invoke the 25th Amendment and remove President Biden. Lindsey Graham is saying that President Biden should be impeached. Of course, we know that the Democrats tried to do this to former President Trump. They actually did impeach him in the House of Representatives because the Democrats controlled the House of Representatives. They had enough votes to do it, but they did not have enough votes to do it in the Senate. And honestly, if the Democrats had enough votes to do it in the Senate, they probably would have done it. But they just did not have enough votes to do it in the Senate, and the Republicans would not impeach their own president. So again, this is where politics come into play. Democrats tend to not impeach their own president. Republicans tend to not impeach their own president. So, yeah, you can let me know your thoughts on this. Now, at this particular moment, the Democrats happen to be in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. So it seems unlikely that impeachment proceedings will go any further, because history shows us that Democrats will not really impeach a Democratic president. Just like in the past, the Republicans would not impeach their own president in the Senate. They could barely get even a few votes for an impeachment trial from Republicans impeaching a Republican president. So you can let me know your thoughts on this. President Biden did vow to complete Afghan evacuation and to hunt down the ISIS-K leaders after this attack. ISIS-K did claim the attack. So, yeah, we will see what will be happening here. Don't be surprised if we don't see some type of retaliation from the United States here in the next few days if something like that happens. On stimulus, we have seen several different proposals for all sorts of different stimulus items. We have seen a bill for $1,200 monthly stimulus checks and $600 monthly stimulus checks, also known as universal basic income, from Ilhan Omar here in the past few weeks. We have also seen several different proposals being thrown around here for this next stimulus package. and all sorts of different things that are going to be tossed around here, ideas for this next stimulus package, the $3.5 trillion stimulus package that the House of Representatives is now working on crafting the bill for this next package. We're getting new information that the Medicare expansion that is included in this next $3.5 trillion package, which is it's a huge thing for seniors. And if you're not a senior, you will be eventually. Hopefully, we all make it there at some point. I'm only 40 years old, but eventually I hope to make it to at least age 60 or 65 for the Medicare benefits. But apparently, because again, we're learning all these details here as we get bits and pieces of information about the next stimulus package. Reducing the age of the Medicare eligibility age is included in the approved framework for the next stimulus package. Also, coverage for dental, vision, and hearing aids would be provided through the original Medicare if Democrats' full $3.5 trillion budget plan comes to fruition. We've kind of known that hearing, dental, vision, hearing aids, and dentures should be included in this next package, but we have kind of got some information over the last few days or a week or so that we weren't sure if lowering the Medicare eligibility age to age 60 was up in the air whether or not it would be included. But remember, as you can see here in this last sentence, this is what I've always said, there is no guarantee that the proposal will make it through to the final process until it's passed in both the House, the Senate, and signed by the president. Because remember, they need every vote in the Senate and 99% of the votes in the House. So they need to get everybody to agree. You can see here Medicare, which is relied on by most Americans once they reach the eligibility age of 65, would provide coverage for dental, vision, and hearing under the budget resolution, aka the next stimulus package. In addition, the age when people can sign up would be lowered, most likely to age 60, as President Joe Biden has said he supports. So we are getting new information that the age of Medicare will be, or at least at this point, lowered to age 60 in this next stimulus package. And remember that the Medicare benefits are actually a very, very big deal for this next package because about 75% of seniors do not have these benefits and they're ongoing benefits. So when we compare that to like a third stimulus check or a fourth stimulus check, which we're hoping is going to be in there, in addition to an extension of the child tax credits, those monthly checks of $250 to $300 that are for 65 million children. Those end at the end of this year. They want to extend that until 2025. They're also saying that is going to be in this next package is an adult tax credit. Remember, a tax credit is basically just a check, whether that is going to be a check on your tax return, a check they send you immediately, a check they send out to you monthly. We don't really know how the adult tax credit check is going to work, if there's going to be an income qualification, who's going to qualify for it. Exactly, we don't know those qualifications yet, but they are saying that in this next package that they're going to extend the child tax credits, hopefully, and there's also going to be an adult tax credit in this next package. Remember, a tax credit is basically a check. It could just be a stimulus check or a check that they send you from the IRS, whether it's on your tax return or they send it out to you immediately. But there is going to be an adult tax credit in this next package as well. We don't know exactly who's going to qualify for it. I'll keep you up to date on that. But the Medicare benefits in this next package are actually a really big deal because they're benefits that go on forever. Forever. And the majority of seniors do not have hearing coverage, dental coverage, denture coverage, vision coverage, and hearing aid coverage. And these are coverages that will go on forever. Forever. When you think about like the third stimulus check, you probably got that and a month later it was gone. It was in and out the door, right? It was gone. These are coverages that you will have every single month for the rest of your life. So these are actually probably more important than a single stimulus check when you think about it. So I mean, think about having this coverage for the rest of your life. You're 60, you're 65, you're 70, you're 75, you're 80, and you will have these coverages forever. So these are very, very important things, along with like college, free college forever. There's a lot of very, very important things in this next package that are game-changing items that literally are going to change the game for a lot of people. I'll bring up this list here for you. Now, remember, number one here, we went over that in the last video. If you didn't watch that yet, I'll link you to that here at the end of this video. The Supreme Court just overturned the eviction moratorium that was recently passed by the Biden administration. The Supreme Court has 6 Republican Supreme Court justices and 3 Democrat justices on there. And the ruling was 6-3. They overturned it. All 6 Republican justices voted to overturn it, and all 3 Democrat justices voted to keep it. So as of right now, the eviction moratorium has been overturned, which potentially 15 million Americans that are behind on rent, up to 15 million Americans, are going to potentially be evicted. So it's kind of a chess match. This is the second time the Supreme Court has overturned this. And this is the second time that the Biden administration has reenacted it. Of course, it's just now been overturned for the second time. So we're going to have to see if the Biden administration can do something. The Supreme Court said that the Congress needs to reenact this if they want to do this. But I'm not sure if Congress can do this, because remember, if Congress wants to do this, they need to put it in the stimulus package, and they need every single vote. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get every single vote for the eviction moratorium, because it's a controversial issue. Because remember, the landlords are affected with this too, and a lot of people feel for the landlords not getting paid for all this time. Now, the rent assistance here is supposed to help the landlords, but I think we all know that how slow the rent assistance has been. Only 11% of this money has gone out. And there's been many, many landlords that a lot of landlords are regular people like you and me that have taken out. I'm not a landlord myself, but I'm just using that as an example, that have taken out a loan and have one rental property, and they have a rental property, and they make an extra $100 or $200, and their tenant is not paying rent because they're behind, and it's no fault of their own. They're behind by the pandemic, and they haven't gotten rents for a year. And so that's the problem, is they can't get a new tenant in there, and that's the problem with the eviction moratorium on both sides, right? It's just it's a catch-22. It's a problem on both sides. So these are all the stimulus provisions being discussed for the next package: forced stimulus check, Social Security raises, Medicare expansion that we just talked about, child tax credits, child care credits. Low-income families are going to potentially get child care for free. If you're low income to middle income, you could potentially have to pay only up to, it's like 7 or 8% of your income for child care. 2 years of free college, going to be a game-changing item for this next package. Yes, pretty much anybody that makes below a certain income threshold of probably the same amount of the third stimulus check is going to be able to go to college for free. Yeah, it's going to be a game-changing item. And we'll go through all these details, and when the next package passes, how all these things are going to work, okay? Debt forgiveness, internet assistance, we've been talking about that in the last few episodes a lot. Paid family and medical leave, that's going to come from the government, actually. How that's going to work, we're going to find out. Mortgage assistance, utility assistance, a potential $15,000 to $25,000 home buyer credit. That could be in this next package. It could be in the package after that. Remember, whatever doesn't make it in this next stimulus package is probably going to be in the next stimulus package after that. The Democrats get more reconciliation cards on October 1st. So remember, in about 4 days is September 1st, okay? So then in another month is October 1st. So on October 1st, they get a whole nother set of reconciliation cards. It's 2 or 3. It's up for debate whether how many they get. It's supposed to be 3, but then the Senate parliamentarian kind of ruled last year that it was only 2. So we'll just say it's 2 to 3 that they're going to get for next year. So they're going to pass 2 or 3 more major stimulus packages here over the course of the next 12 months. It's a little bit over 12 months. It's till November 2022, which is the next midterm election, when the Senate and the House goes up for re-election. And all the Republicans think they're going to take back the House and the Senate. All the Democrats think that, oh no, we're going to hold the House and the Senate. Of course, all the Democrats think they're going to win. All the Republicans think they're going to win. So the Democrats are basically, they're already saying this, that we need to pass as much stimulus. We need to help out as many people as we can to make sure that we retain the House. And all the Republicans are saying, we need to impeach Biden and we need to, have the 25th Amendment invoked, and we need to show how bad of a job he's doing to make sure that we win the House and the Senate. It's kind of, how politics work, right? So, yeah, you can let me know your thoughts on all that. But I'm here pretty much just giving you, showing pretty much just a middle of the road, showing you guys what's going on here in the United States. What's going on with the next stimulus package? $3.5 trillion will be the largest stimulus package yet to date. Yeah, the stimulus packages are getting bigger, not smaller. Remember, the third stimulus check package was $1.9 trillion. This next stimulus package is going to be $3.5 trillion. It could be a little bit bigger. It could be a little bit smaller. There's a few Democrats that are saying, I don't know. I think it should be smaller. But there's a lot of Democrats that think it should be larger. So Nancy Pelosi has recently said, the Speaker of the House, that they're going to hold their ground on the $3.5 trillion. Now, there's going to be some negotiation among the Democrats. I say among the Democrats because they're going to pass this without a single Republican vote. So they're really just negotiating among the Democrats. So I will keep you up to date with everything going on with our country, in Washington, D.C., money, investing, and pretty much everything you need to know about. So make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. Click the bell icon after subscribing to get notifications when we go live, which is every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is my video from yesterday, which in the middle of the video tells you how to apply for rent assistance from the third stimulus check package. You can get up to 12 months of your rent paid from the third stimulus check package. If you haven't watched it yet, definitely make sure to watch that, and I'll show you how to do it. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.